Nigel, the club has just released a statement reiterating what you said last week about not wanting to sell key players. Your thoughts on that, please?
I think it's really positive news. I think it's good. Obviously, we were in a situation before we were bottom of the league in October, and obviously there was mass speculation about the club being sold and the transition that was going through. To have been on the run that we've been on and put ourselves 13th in the division, 3 points off Forest in 7th place, obviously puts a spring in everybody's step. So I think it's real positive news that the ownership have turned around and highlighted we're not looking to let any of the key players go. So that's positive to try and keep the momentum going. And obviously, as we've already said, we want to try and bring a couple in if we can to bolster the squad. So I think from that point of view, it's all positive news.
You've just sat down with the owner there. Do you get the impression that the current run that the club's on has re-energised their interest in the club?
Well, I was with him on Thursday, last Thursday, and obviously for Sam to come down with Iab, and as I said, we've finished training and he's joined us for lunch. I think that's real positive news. It's good. So that can only be beneficial as far as I'm concerned.
But that's quite unusual, isn't it? He's not a regular down there. He hasn't been.
Yeah. So it's good. Now, there was a lot of smiles on people's faces on the 1st of January when we beat Bolton 6-0. So the run we've been on, the hard work that's been going on with everybody at the football club is obviously beneficial. And as Burnsy's highlighted to me on many occasions, when I've said I thought we've done all right, but we haven't won. It's about winning, isn't it? So from my point of view, we've got a forward momentum, everybody working very hard for each other. I've highlighted team together, everyone achieves more. And for me, if we can just get everyone with a smile on the face, having a belonging for Hull City, because let's face it, we all want the football club to do well. We want to have a stadium where all the supporters come and can get behind the team and feel part of it. So maybe this is another step towards that progression.
I know you can't speak on their behalf, but do you get the impression they want to see this season through now and what this club could achieve this season? I
think so. I mean, when you look at maybe what's happened in the past, I haven't been in the past, so you can only say what you see from afar. A lot of things have gone on, a lot of real good things. Then maybe obviously things didn't quite work out as well. But let's take it from now, 2019, second week in January, first week in January. As a positivity, there's a belonging, there's a feel-good factor of everyone wanting to do well for the football club. Now what we've got to do is get behind the players and really give them every opportunity. We had a real good meeting with the players this morning just to refocus everybody. We've got 20 league games to go. The next one is the most important one. And we've got a cycle that we believe that works in respect of preparing for a game, doing everything you can to drive performance, looking to win the game, doing everything you can to win the game. And then learning the lessons from that game, because we want to be a developmental football club as well, and then draw a line underneath it and move on to the next one. And obviously, from being bottom of the league to now 13th, that system obviously helped us a lot, that cycle of events. But all the players working hard for the team. And I think that's a big thing. I said about the players, take your personal ego and put it to one side. It's about the team. And all of us now, we've got to try and look to keep pushing on for the opportunity that we're now in, this moment in time. We're in the race. We've got a long way to go, but we've got to try and be optimistic in what we're doing and positive.
Do you expect movement before the weekend?
I know, all being well, we've got a player that will join us on Monday, so that won't happen for the weekend. That's what we're anticipating. The paperwork's not signed, but everything's in process. I don't expect any other players to be joining us, and I'm not looking for any other players to be leaving. Maybe a young player might go out on loan for his development. We'll see, but not before the weekend. Obviously, the under-23s play Forest tomorrow, and the under-18s have got the FA Youth Cup after our game at the KCOM on Saturday. So well, maybe next week there might be an opportunity for a young player to go out and for his development go on loan.
Can you tell us who is coming in on Monday?
I'd rather not, for the simple reason I think we've seen it so many times that until the paperwork's signed and they're in the building, something could happen. So, but with all the right things have been said, and I've spoke with the player and he's happy, and the agents are happy, and the manager at the football club that he's going to come from is happy. So, all being well, he'll be up with us on Monday.
Which box does that take? Defender, winger, or forward?
That's from a defensive point of view. that's to try and help you there. So.
Just to clarify, when you said one player and that would be it, you didn't mean for the month, just ahead of the weekend?
Oh yeah, no, we're looking to bring 2 or 3 players in. We said that. No, we said that we want to bolster the squad. I think the big news, the important news, and again it's been clarified now with the owners putting a statement out, is we're not looking to sell any of our players. So the likes of Jared Bowen, who's just got Player of the Month, for example, we're not looking for him to go. Kamil Grzycki, Marcus Henriksen, all the players who've been doing really well. You know, the group that we've got, we're not looking for the players to leave. We'd like to try and keep the squad that we've got, to keep the momentum going, and add 2 or 3 to the squad that we've got. Team spirit is really high. As you say, an informed team. No, in the league we've been in real good form. There's a good camaraderie about everybody, and that can go a long way. And sometimes you can maybe bring too many players in and unsettle everything. So the big news is we are a team, we are keeping our players together, and we're looking to try and bolster in a couple of positions that we might be vulnerable in from a squad point of view.
Suggestion from Liverpool then this morning that you've got an interest in Ben Woodburn. Is there anything in that?
Oh, okay, I didn't know that one.
Is there anything in that one?
I didn't know from Liverpool put anything out on there, so... Who? Liverpool said that, or his agent said that?
A journalist on.
A journalist on there. Could be anyone. There'd be loads of names. Ben Woodburn is a very talented young football player who can play in a couple of positions offensively, and so there you go.
Report yesterday suggested there have been bids or inquiries into Nigel Adkins. What's New's situation this month? Would you let him go, or do you want him to stay?
Well, we're not looking for him. As I said, we're highlighting or talking about the statement we've put out. We're not looking for players to go. As it stands, obviously, from a centre-forward point of view, Fraser Campbell, who's injured, Chrissy Martin and Nigel Adkins are 3 mainline strikers. Obviously, Will Keane's gone. We are looking to bring a player in. Ashley Fletcher's not going to happen. So you're going to ask me that question in a minute. So that one's not going to happen. So obviously we need to move our sights on something else. But we can't be letting Nua go out if we haven't brought somebody in. You know, the intention for Will to go out was that we thought someone was coming in. So we've got to be mindful as well that we don't leave ourselves short. But I also have empathy for players who maybe haven't been playing as much as they want to go and play, and agents who want to obviously keep moving their players.
Stefan Maranovic here on a week's trial. What's the thought process behind that?
Yeah, Lee Darnbury's obviously Lee speaks to a lot of agents and a lot of things. Obviously Stefan is out in the MLS in America. Their season's now finished, so basically he's in between. You know, so there was nothing to lose. Come on in and train with us for a week, and let's just see where's where. Doesn't mean we're letting Marshy go. Doesn't mean we're letting George Long go. Doesn't mean we're letting Callum go. Doesn't mean we're letting Will go. Just an opportunity for a player to come in who's not working at this moment in time. New Zealand international, been in the MLS, finished with that. Come and spend a week with us, no harm at all.
Any likelihood in him signing?
Say he's come to train for us for a week, so you know there's no harm in that. We'll just see. As I said, I've made it perfectly clear about the other goalkeepers that we've got high hopes for. Just
as an aside on Burton, man, I think their loans are up next week. Do you anticipate them staying out for the rest of the season anywhere?
We're very mindful. Barry Richardson, who's in charge of our goalkeepers, who's excellent, by the way, our goalkeeping coach. We're very mindful of their progression and their development, and it's important that they're playing, being allowed to go and sample as high level football as they can, make mistakes, learn, because that's how you learn, by making mistakes. It's a decision making process. You know, they've been Callum was in training with us today, and we'll just see how that goes over the next course of this window, and we'll just see what the best next move is for them in their development.
Same news for the weekend. No Fraser Campbell then?
Fraser's trained this morning.
Right.
So obviously he's been out injured for a while, and we are very mindful that Fraser's been very important for us, and coming back, we have to weigh up all the risks that are there with somebody who's been out with a soft tissue injury coming back. So we've got good medical staff here, sports science, and obviously the information they give us, and again with how he's trained this morning, we'll assess all that. When we finished all the media, we have a sit down as we normally do on a Thursday and go through all the players and just find out where they are physically and mentally. And then I'll make a decision on what the team's going to be, so we can run through that tomorrow.
Any fresh concerns from last weekend?
No, everyone's good. It's good. The lads are training. James Weir and Angus MacDonald are the two who have not been training. James has just had a little reaction to his knee. Hopefully that'll settle down quickly. And it's really pleasing that Angus MacDonald, having been away from us for a long period of time, has now come back in, and he's just been able to get some fresh air out on the grass. So his next stage of rehabilitation. But I must clarify, he's a long, long way away from being in a position to join in full training and play. So it's just his next little progression, which we're really pleased about, because at least it is progressing in the right direction.
With the players at your disposal and the informed players at your disposal, will this weekend be the strongest team you've had this season? Do you think, or the strongest options you've had?
I'm hoping so, because of the availability of players. You know, we talked about the run of form that we've been in, so confidence levels should rightly be high. We do look a threat. You know, last 2 games, 2 clean sheets. And again, the points per game total is good. So the camaraderie, the hard work, again, players have all been refocused this morning on what's got us in this position, and it's the hard work, doing the basics well to an elite level, working very, very hard, attitudes and behaviours, and again the team ethos. Together everyone achieves more. But the camaraderie, you've got to have that banter as well, but being able to have the honest conversation with people to get the best out of us. So I know that we're going into Saturday's game. It's going to be very, very tough against Sheffield Wednesday, but I'd like to think we'll be prepared in what they're going to do and what we're going to go and do, and then hopefully the players can be in a good position physically and mentally to perform to their maximum, and then sometimes it's fine decisions that end up what the result is.
How disappointing was it to falter on a young beaten run with a 2-1 against Millwall? What impact did it have on the team?
I think we had 6 players from the academy playing, several fringe players, gave us a great opportunity over the as you say, the really good run that we've been on, physically demanding, you know. And again, when we talk about the risk factors we got, especially to the key dynamic players that we've got, or as highlighted, Fraser being out with a soft tissue injury, to be able to not risk Kamil Grzycki and Jared Bowen, for example, and obviously we're talking about bringing another centre half in, defender should I say, to obviously then not play Reece and Geordie. But it was great that Andre Mazus has been out for a while, played 90 minutes. So again, valuable game time for him. Robbie McKenzie, another academy player, coming in playing 90 minutes at centre half, and what a baptism, a different type of challenge it was for him in his development with the direct nature of the way Millwall put the ball forward up to Elliott. And again, obviously we put ourselves in a position to win the game, but you know, there's a pathway for the youngsters here. I'm looking big picture as well. Pathway for the youngsters, and Max Sheaf to come on towards the end of the game, and Keane Lewis Potter, who obviously has been scoring for the under-23s, highly thought of. I've highlighted there's no pressure on him. I've highlighted it's down the line for the future. He is training with us, but to give him a little opportunity and let the supporters see him as well was obviously another right step in a forward direction for the future of the football club.
And can I come to a battle, will it feel like, on the next Yorkshire derby against Sheffield Wednesday?
Listen, every game is always going to be challenging, and again, as you just said there, you know, Sheffield Wednesday are in a good run of form themselves. New manager, obviously Steve's not going to be an ex-manager here, but Steve's not going to be here. Steve's obviously not going to take over till the 1st of February, but Steve Agnew will be in charge, Steve Clements, so obviously his backroom staff, and Lee Bullen, who took up the reins obviously when the manager left, is a proper Sheffield Wednesday man as well. So their players have turned it round as well, so they'll be wanting to impress. We had a great game down at their place start of the season, and we could have been 2 or 3 up in the first couple of minutes. In the end, we've gone and drawn the game. But it's going to be a tough game. Well aware of it. We're well aware of how competitive every game is, and the players know that they're going to go out and they've got to be fully committed.